OK, Paul, so there's some huge fights going on this weekend for Manchester-based fighters. Sofia is host to a brilliant heavyweight clash between two men who are vying for a chance to fight Anthony Joshua for the world heavyweight title. Local star Kubrat Pulev takes on the cousin of Tyson Fury, Hughie Fury. Who do you see winning this clash at the weekend?
It's tough. I fancy Hughie Fury, to be honest, if I'm honest, but both fighters are good fighters, aren't they? Strong fighters as well. Hughie Fury's a big guy as well, and he's 6'6" tall, very long reach. 24 years old, got youth on his side as well. 21 wins out of his 22 fights, 11 by knockout. He's a big knockout puncher, just like Tyson Fury. Pulev, though, he's been around the circuit and he's a very experienced fighter, and I'm expecting fireworks in that one. And it could be one that goes all the way, to be honest with you. Pulev, he's been in there with some big fighters. Dominic Breazeale is within for his final eliminator for the IBF title. So I'm expecting a classic fight, really. And I just think Fury will edge this one by a late stoppage, I think.
OK, so I've personally talked to Peter Fury in the past, and of course he's the man that masterminded the game plan that defeated Vladimir Klitschko a couple of years ago in Dusseldorf. So do you think that his influence on Hughie will be a positive one this weekend as he breaks down the style of Kubrat Pulev?
Definitely. You've hit the nail on the head there. If you watch the fight back of Tyson's finest moment of his career, beating Klitschko, I mean, the way he won that fight, he sort of nullified everything that Klitschko had. We all knew about Klitschko's big right hand and the power that he possesses, and he just took all that away from him, frustrated him, and for want of a better word, for a boxing term, he boxed his head off, didn't he? Really did, Tyson Fury, and made him look an old man, really. And the way he showed his skills in that fight, and I'm sure that's what they want him bring into young Hughie Fury as well. That's the style they go for, and you'll probably see a lot of energy, a lot of movement as well, a lot of feints, and that's how he'll approach the fight, I think, on Saturday. But it promises to be a great fight, and it's one I'm really looking forward to. It's live on the television as well. A lot of boxing these days tends to be box office, and people have got to spend a few bob to watch it. But this one's live on terrestrial television on Saturday night, prime time as well, and it's one to get the public's mouth watering, definitely.
So Hughie, of course, probably the slightly less well-known of the two cousins. Do you think this gives him an opportunity to step out into the mainstream? And also, if he is to win, how do you see him influencing his style on Anthony Joshua?
Well, it's tough. Joshua's a very, very sort of... What's the word I can use for Joshua? I wouldn't like to get in the ring with Anthony Joshua. He looks quality. But speaking to people around the boxing gyms that I speak to myself, I go to a few gyms around the Rochdale and Tameside area, and the guys I speak to can't speak highly enough of Tyson Fury. A lot of lads I spoke to reckon he's got the skills to beat Joshua. And I think the two styles would really marry up well, Anthony Joshua and Fury. I think it'd make for a great fight. As for Hughie Fury, as you said there, beating Pulev. Pulev's 37 now, so he's no spring chicken, but he's been in with some good fighters as well. He beat Derek Chisora, Kevin Johnson last time out. He had a loss to Vladimir Klitschko about 4 or 5 years ago now, but he's been in there with the best, so he's got a good record. This will be a real stern test for Hughie Fury, but if he wins this, it's a good notch on his ladder, and then that propels him then into sort of world status, and he can be knocking on the door for the Joshua fights as well. And when you look at boxing, a lot of the time it's about politics, and it's about being in the right place at the right time. Over the years there's been fighters that have wanted to fight each other, and the public's wanted to see it, but it's not happened for one reason or other. So if that doesn't happen with Tyson Fury and Joshua, it could be a stepping stone for Hughie to take that fight if the opportunity arises.
So I think myself and the whole city are behind Hughie this weekend and really want him to get the job done. But another fighter who's fighting abroad is Terry Flanagan. Now he's competing in the World Boxing Super Series, and his quarter-final task is against Regis Prograis, an American prospect. Do you think it's time for Terry to enter the mainstream also? And he's coming off a loss and he's taking on a big challenge. How do you think this is all going to go for him on Saturday night?
Again, Terry Flanagan is another fighter. He's very local. Fighter. He went to school down the road from here in Boston, and he's we've got two ex-world champions right on my doorstep where I live, in Anthony Croller and Terry Flanagan. And that's a fight I'd love to see one day. I think they're good friends, them two, so I'm not so sure that'd happen. But Terry's got a fantastic record, ex-world champion himself. He was beating him his last fight. That was his 34th fight. I think he won his previous 33 before that. It was a split decision defeat to Maurice Hooker as well. So this is a chance for Terry to get back. He's not fought since June, so he's ready now to get back in the ring. And fighting abroad as well will be a good experience for him. He's never fought abroad before for Terry, so he's going into new waters there. But he's a good boxer, Terry Flanagan. He really is. As I said before, he's been in with some good people and dispatched them all. So I really hope he can get the result and get his career back on track, because I wouldn't say become a forgotten man of boxing, but in that division that Terry's in and around now, the lightweight division, there's some fantastic fighters in that division, not only in the world but in the UK as well. We've got our own sort of Luke Campbell, Anthony Crolla, we've got Lewis Ritson coming up as well, to name a few. So it's a fantastic division. So if he can stay there on the world stage, there's big fights around the corner for him. And like I said, you never know, he might get that fight with Anthony Crolla. How good would that be at Old Trafford or Etihad Stadium or something like that?
Yeah, it'd be a tremendous fight for Manchester boxing, a real derby. But, Terry and Hughie, lads I've met, really nice guys. I hope they do the double this weekend. Do you think Manchester has 2 victories?
Yeah, I'm going to go there. Yeah, I'm going to back them both this weekend. I mean, I've got a lot of time for Terry Flanagan. Really good guy, really good boxer, really fit guy, and you'd never out shape Terry. He'll be really up for this. They don't call him Turbo for nothing, do they? So I'm sure he'll get the result. As for Hughie Fury, I've seen enough in Hughie's performances to see. I don't want to disrespect Pulev, at the age of 37, but I think Hughie Fury will just have enough for him. I think both guys will come through this one. Looking at the results of the way they're going to go, I'd say Flanagan to edge it on points at weekend. I'm going to go Hughie Fury with a late stoppage, maybe in round 9, 10 or 11.
Cheers, Paul. Big thanks for joining us on the Sports Zone, talking all things rugby league and boxing, and hopefully we'll see you in the studio next week.
Yeah, hope to be in soon. Thanks for having me on, guys. Pleasure talking to you.
So that was Paul Whiteside talking all things rugby league and boxing. And next up on the Sports Zone, we're talking football. Man United, Man City and Cup Kings, Salford City FC. Welcome back to the Sports Zone on Salford City Radio. Now we're going to be talking football. James, and Man United against Chelsea at weekend 2-2. Bit of a bonkers game, that.
Yeah, it was very lively. I feel as if, obviously, there's been a lot of pressure on Jose Mourinho this year. Should he stay? Should he go? But the last couple of games, I'm beginning to believe in Jose again. Obviously, that Newcastle game, relatively poor start, but they came back, scored 3 goals in the second half and won the game. And against Chelsea, of course, we did go 1-0 down, but I felt we were really in the game. And then, of course, we produced a good comeback in that second half, Martial scoring 2 goals. Unfortunately, yeah, we did concede at the bitter end. Chelsea looked like they really were on the attack. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the game. And as far as the season has gone so far, I'm happy with it going forward.
Yeah, two games, 2 big comebacks for Man United. People were doubting that the players were playing for Jose. It's obvious that they are. Coming back from coming back from behind twice.
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right. Pogba, of course, has been a bit in the news, of course, for his maybe not wanting to play for Jose and maybe influencing other players. But if you look at those 2 games, there's a lot of spirit in the team, and they clearly have the desire to play for the manager now. So this is definitely a positive thing going forward, and I see us really kicking on from here.
Yeah, there's a bit of a altercation after the game. Jose getting involved with one of Chelsea's assistants. What do you make of that?
Oh, just get involved. Get involved. You know me.
Yeah.
You'd never seen me play rugby.
No, I've not, but I've heard.
It was just one of them things where was he first team coach or something?
Yeah.
He didn't need to do it. I was reading somewhere he didn't even work there when Mourinho was there, so he had no pre-arranged. Mourinho's reaction was it was a bit delayed. He ran past him. He must have said something, but then just one of them things. It's just he did it to spark a reaction out of Mourinho, and it did work. But has he got a touchline, a fine, or something? So I doubt he'll pay the fine. So it's just one of them things. Get on with it now.
Yeah, I see a lot of people slating Jose Mourinho for what he did, but you've got to take into account the elements of emotions that he had going into that. People are wanting him to lose his job. It's his former club. It's the 96th minute. And you can understand why he reacted in the way he did. He has a hell of a lot of pressure. And we're all human at the end of the day. We can understand where he was coming from.
Yeah, obviously Man United face Juventus tonight. The team is De Gea in goal, Young, Lindelof, Smalling, Shaw, Mata, Pogba, Matic, Rashford, Lukaku and Martial. On the bench is Romario, Bailey, Darmin, Fred, Andreas, Herrera and Chong. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a good side. Obviously, Martial had an excellent game at the weekend. I see him getting a couple of... I think we beat Juventus, I really do. And of course, it's a big game, really, when you take it into account. We've got the return of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, you're not quite happy about that, Joe. You think United get turned over by Juventus tonight?
I think they're too strong.
Think so?
Yeah, I think Juventus are too strong. I think they are the team to... They have got a bit of a dodgy keeper in Szczesny, but I think they are a bit too strong for United. And I know Ronaldo was there, what was he there, 6 years at United? 7 years? This about in returning home. He's from Lisbon.
Yeah, but he was grown up in Manchester. He became a man in Manchester. He carried that team with Ronaldo and Tevez for 5 or 6 years. You know what I mean? He's coming home in a way.
Yeah, he's coming home. But would you say that to any other player?
Well, he was special, wasn't he, James?
Yeah, he's a bit of a legend, Ronaldo. In years to come, we're going to look at him. Well, he's already an all-time great, so how we're going to think of him in a few years' time is beyond me. But yeah, for somebody who did so much for the club, for somebody who inspired a Champions League win in 2008/9, I think we do need to pay respect to him. He's an excellent player, and he does deserve the credit that maybe other players haven't earned.
And Everton away on Sunday. Hopefully they'll win there as well.
Yeah, absolutely confident. It's a bit of a nice one, local derby. Yeah, Manchester versus Liverpool. I like it. I like to see them matches.
Yeah, let's talking about our local side. Salford City won in the FA Cup at weekend to get into the first round draw. Joe, big win that for Salford?
Yeah, it was a big win. He put quite a strong side out against Marine on Saturday. I didn't expect a full strong team. He made a couple of changes, a couple of first teams coming, but there was no academy lads starting. He played the young lad that got a hat-trick the week before off the bench. He didn't get on, but a bit of an experience in the first team. Expected the 2-1 win. Rory Gaffney getting both goals. It was just one of them playing against a team 2 leagues above it. The players we've got, I think it was a formality, but they were in it for most of the game. And Shrewsbury away in the next round. It's a big football league side. It's a big tough task away on a Saturday afternoon. We've got, I think, 2,500 tickets for supporters, and obviously I think the match ticket is £10 to £15, which is great for an FA Cup round, and it's £5 on the coach from the club. And if you can contact the club on social media and try and get down there, a £5 to go all the way down to Shropshire, it's not bad. Yeah,
they've got the taste for giant killings after the last couple of years as well, and Shrewsbury are going to be worried, aren't they? They're going to be looking at Salford coming down on that Saturday and looking for the next scalp.
Yeah, we're kind of a bit of an unknown still. It's we're in the public eye, but every year we change sides. We've got some high quality players in midfield and up front, and they'll be at home, so they'll be confident, but they don't know what's going to come. And with Salford as well, you don't know what side's going to turn up. So the defensive side could turn up, or the attacking side could come up, which they both I wouldn't want to play against. So it'll be a good game. It'll be a good day out as well.
Yeah, and then they're at home as well this Saturday, Joe, looking for another win there.
Yeah. Confident. Can't see it being anything but a win again. Hopefully it's not like last out against Braintree. That was a bit of a diabolical performance. But we've got the draw. It's 15 on the win now. 16 on the win if you're including the cup. So can't see. Keep at the top. Keep away from Wrexham. That'll do me.
Yeah, Salford City 15 on the spin, James. How amazing is that?
It really is tremendous when you string a run of form together like that. It's brilliant for the fans, it's brilliant for the players, and of course it helps with marketing ventures going forward as well.
Yeah, obviously Man City play tonight. They're away to Shakhtar Donetsk. Big game for Pep after the last few weeks.
Yeah, they lost their first game in the group against Lyon, and they picked up a win against Hoffenheim a couple of weeks ago away. So it is a tough draw. Shakhtar Donetsk, they are a bit of an unknown quality in Europe. They're one of them teams where they've got a bit of money but they don't really spend it, and they're one of them. They do well, they come second or third. They're probably going to battle with Lyon for second place, so it'll be a tough test. No one really wants to go there on a Tuesday night, especially when you've played on the Saturday and you've won well. So they're going to go confident, but it's a bit of a tough test going there. It'll be freezing over there as well.
Yeah, I think it's cold here, James. It's going to be freezing in Russia.
Absolutely freezing. It's never a nice place to go anywhere. But I think City still do get the job done. I fancy them, and obviously maybe they did lose the first game of the group, but I still fancy them to top this table.
Yeah, De Bruyne returns. Well, how key is he to that team?
Well, he's vital for the side. He does a lot of work in the midfield, and obviously some teams rely on certain players, so if you really want the team to tick at its very best, I think he's needed.
Yeah, obviously City play Tottenham on Monday. Joe, big game against a big club. We'll see how that goes on.
Yeah, he's been away as well at Wembley. It's Tottenham have kind of made Wembley a bit of a fortress in some aspects. It's quite difficult to get away. It's a big pitch. City like big pitches, so it'll be end-to-end stuff for me. I can't see any team going defending. Regis is on top form, so Kane's finding a little bit of form. Obviously Aguero's possibly been rested tonight for Monday, or maybe a bit tired, especially back off the international break, so it'll be a tough game. Obviously they're undefeated. I won't mind the Spurs win on Monday night, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and we're in the final minute of the show, James. Obviously Spurs on Monday night. You know, hopefully City can get there and get a result.
Yeah, I imagine they will. It's a good clash, first versus fourth, but I think City really are the team to beat this year, and I fancy them to get the job done.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Hopefully, Joe, all our teams will be recording a victory this week.
Yeah, especially Salford. I won't mind United doing Everton away, because I do enjoy watching Everton lose. Yeah. But, I'm going to say Spurs on Monday.
Yeah, you're going to say Spurs. I'm thinking United. I think United 2-0, me, James.
Yeah, I'm of a similar thought.
Yeah.
United 3-0. City lose 2-1. Salford 4-0.
Brilliant. So big thanks for tuning in to this week's Sports Zone on Salford City Radio. Enjoyed it, James?
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. We'll be back next week. Look forward to discussing the boxing and the football going forward.
Cheers, Joe. Been a great show.
Yeah, thanks for having me again. I keep coming back and you keep having me, so...
Bringing our community together. 94.4 FM.
Your local community radio station. Salford City Radio.